for the Beer Channel 11 o'clock news on this late starting at October 8th, 2016. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, and I are late at 11 o'clock news and odds. Top story of the 11th hour is the Republican Party has been in a meltdown unlike anything it experienced in modern times, and it's unfolding just 1 month before Election Day as Trump throws GOP into chaos. Tragedy in Palm Springs, California, as 2 police officers in that city were fatally shot and another wounded Saturday while responding to a family service call, and a SWAT team remains at the scene, police said. Hurricane Matthew moves in South Carolina, and it's serious flooding threatened. Indianapolis, Mike Pence is not currently thinking of leading the Republican ticket according to source rumor, with an Indiana governor ticket and its counsel on Donald Trump directly confront explosive Kendall Randall's comments. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump already under siege for vulgar comments about forcing women and sex that had crude sexual explicit conversation series of radio interviews over the past 23 years, even Northern vote visits. People standing aside at Airtrack, which mean witness was led by a study-led coalition and crafted a mortar at Hall, where a wake for the father of Jelle El Wabsanda, in Minnesota, the hotly demanded Yemen governor was being held. Washington. Ohio Governor John Kasich said Donald Trump's actions are disgusting, but he won't go far as it ever influence elected Republicans and calling that the GOP presidential nominee that stepped aside. Colombian opposition and peace deal feeds off gay rights backlash. Russian actors have been accused of the United States of carrying out a series of attacks against political organizations in order to interfere with the U.S. election. Shadow Foreign Secretary Emily Thornberry is strongly defending that Jeremy Corbyn and following the criticism over the shadow cabinet reshuffle. But progressive Democrats released a hack email suggested a tight relationship between Hillary Clinton and Wall Street, and her dream of open trade and open borders was an uncovered reminder of where she stood when in presidential. A 5-year-old was in critical condition Saturday after a boat carrying about 30 people capsized off Pier 45. The child was conscious and not breathing when he was taking him from the water, said a San Francisco Fire Department spokesman. Paul Ryan, reporter, weighs responsible to Donald Trump's remarks. Flagler Beach, Florida. Hurricane Matthew reduced Florida's scenic Atlantic coast highway. The economic life flooded the state's small beach stands in impassable power, concrete and asphalt rubble after a powerful storm surge washed away sand dunes. Tingsboro, Massachusetts police have investigated multiple vehicle fires in the Massachusetts town along the New Hampshire state line. Tingsboro Police Chief Richard Howe said the state department at the fire department began receiving 911 calls about fires about 2:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. The fire burned 2 scooters driving home, then spread to 2 other vehicles. Minutes later, Howe says, please see 3 more calls before the vehicle fire was in the driveways of our homes. EpiPen maker to pay $465 million settlement. Insured losses on homes and commercial property damaged by Hurricane Matthew are likely to be in the billions, but well showed hefty costs caused by Superstorm Sandy and Hurricane Katrina. Washington, world finance leaders pledged Saturday to use more resources to try to bolster economic gains as they confront suddenly slow growth and embrace a backlash against globalization. Washington, International Monetary Fund, first being manager director David Lipton, welcoming the bank in Japan's new policy framework as well boost their credibility but call for more vigorous fiscal and structural policy to reflect. There must be a collective grasp Tuesday morning when the World Swiss British Academy of Sciences enacted the 2016 Nobel Prize in Physics for going to the work in the area because not a matter enough to detect of gravitational waves. The same cannot be said for the famous beach house where the astronauts enjoyed pre-flight recreation at closer. The astronomical world was a set of flame after 2 news broke a few months ago that the Earth-like planet was discovered in orbit, being in the habitable zone around approximately center. Our nearest star neighbor just over 4 light years away. If it's a rocket science, no, really it isn't. Big, powerful rockets may get us to Mars, but our trips to the red planet won't succeed without our biological tool. Dr. Christine Crane, an obstetrician at the University of Miami Health System, sent to the front of a windowless conference room where dozens of medical students dressed well, clean, white clothes. Washington Republican elected officials and party elders lined up Saturday to announce Donald Trump's sincere remarks about when he made it in 2005. Nevada Senate candidate Joe Heck and fellow GOP Representative Kristen Hardy called on Donald Trump to withdraw from the presidential race at Saturday morning rally, joining the growing course of other Republicans, congressional, and candidates distancing. Peter Channel News time is 11:04 p.m. on this late Saturday night, and it's time now for a New England Insular's report in Boston, Massachusetts at Blue Avenue, Sunderland. Boston Police Department today requested an additional email. Prisoner was struck by a motor vehicle. And on 851 Hayward Street in Manchester, New Hampshire, and motor vehicle accident rollover. Peter Channel News time is 11:04 p.m. on this late Saturday night. It's time now for the traffic and transit report. Beep, beep. Let's stay up in the MBTA, where on the ferries they are looking good. On the subway system, marshal line spirits minor laser disabled train, and on the Silver Line S5 and Silver Line Express spirits minor laser traffic, and on the commuter rail, looking good. How was Zimbabwe's and New England on this late Saturday night? Fair Parkway on the eastbound side, little slower around West Haven and Interstate 84, westbound side, a little slower around New Britain, but how is Zimbabwe's connected out? Looking good, and Brown, it's looking good. Western Massachusetts, Interstate 91. It's looking good from Springfield all the way up into the Vermont border. Mass Bagger change with 293.85. And Auburn, it's a little slow. 84 westbound side back to Route 20 in Sturbridge. Mass Bagger change around 128 out of the Newton. It's a little slow. Austin Barrett towards the Mass Bagger a little slow. Mass Bagger westbound side of Knowles around Logan Airport of Boston. 93 both ends a little slow from 129 right and all the way at Route 62. 495 on the southbound side, it is a little slow after 97 in April, Massachusetts. Up in Northern New England, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Highways are looking good, and on the Howard's Highways of Albany are looking good. And down in New York City, 695 with both ends a little slow after the Farragut Deck Bridge. Interstate 87 on the northbound side, a little slow in Bronx. Midtown Tunnel, both ends, it's a little slow. Brooklyn Queens Expressway, little slow just before Lyon Expressway, and Lincoln Tunnel on the westbound side, little slow in Holland Tunnel, slow between Jersey City and New York City and Brooklyn Queens Expressway, westbound side back on 470 at Bay Ridge, and 270 on the westbound side. It's a little slow after the Browns and Arrows Bridge. Peter Chell News time is 11:06 p.m. on this late Saturday night. It's time now for a weather report. The latest on Hurricane Matthew, 34.1 in the north, 76.5 to the west. Max sustained winds at 75 miles an hour. Movement east-northeast at 14 miles an hour. And strong winds possible of east and North Carolina later tonight as Matthew moves east-northeast with a record-breaking flooded occurring over portions of east and North Carolina. Hurricane watch admonition for the North Carolina coast and Norfolk Cape Lookout. The deck included Pamlico and Albemarle Sands and all waters that's situated west of the Little River Inlet on the South Carolina and North Carolina border. Hurricane warning is in effect for Little River Inlet, the Surf City, and Hurricane watch in effect for North Surf City, the Pamlico and Albemarle Sands. A tropical storm warning is in effect for North of Surf City, the Duck, and Pamlico and Albemarle Sands, and hurricane watch means that hurricane conditions are possible within watch area within its case within the next 12 hours. For certain information, especially area please include possible inland watches warnings, please monitor the products issued by your local normal weather forecast service office. At 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the center Hurricane Matthew was located in latitude 34.1 at the north, nonsense 36.5 to west, and Matthew is moving toward the east northeast 14 miles an hour. And this most of the expected to 9 and east where most of the expected Sunday night Monday on the forecast track that certain Matthew should be moving near the southern coast of North Carolina tonight and east of the North Carolina coast on Sunday. Max sustained was under 75 miles an hour. Gust tonight will change the strength of the forecast tonight over Matthew could be cut off post-tropical cyclone later tonight. Waking in expected on Sunday and Monday, hurricane force winds at an hour west of the 70 miles and mainly in the southwest of the center. And Charleston force winds at 10 hours of 185 miles and wind gusts 81 miles per hour. Recently reported at a private weather station at Federal Point, North Carolina. Estimated limit set pressure based on a combination of aircraft and surface data is 92 millibars and 29.00 inches. Wind, hurricane, and tropical conditions are expected to continue over the hurricane warning area tonight and then subside during the day on Sunday. Hurricane conditions are possible in the hurricane watch and tropical storm warning area in the North Carolina later tonight and Sunday morning with tropical storm conditions are expected during the next few hours and storm surge. That combination of dangerous storm surge of tide and large and destructive waves will cause normally dry areas near the coast of the be flooded by reservoir was moving inland from the shoreline. The water could be reaching and falling the nights above ground, and the peak surge occurs at a time of high tide. Merrill's Island in South Carolina to Duck, North Carolina, including portions of the Pamlico and Albemarle Sands 3 to 5 feet, all along the Georgia South Carolina coast, southwest of Matthews Center, and the degradation caused by Matthews storm surge is solely received today. The deepest water will occur along the immediate coast and areas of onshore winds and surge-related flooding depends on the relative timing into the surge and the tidal cyclone can vary greatly over the short distances and large waves journeying by. Matthew will cause water residue occur well in advance of the wall away from the attracted center. And for information specific area, please see products issued by local National Weather Service Forecast Office. There's an angel life threatened in the duration during the next 36 hours along the coast from Merrill's Island, Inlet, South Carolina to South North Carolina, including parts of the Pamlico Sound. There's possibly a life threatened in the duration during the next 4 hours from South to North Carolina and including portions of the Albemarle Sound for the depiction area. Please see the prototype National Weather Service Storm Surge Watch 1 and graphic. For information specific area, please see products issued by local National Weather Service Forecast Office. And rainfall, Matthew is expected to produce total rainfall following accumulations of 8 to 12 inches from northeast South Carolina and the northeast of North Carolina and southeast Virginia, where possible as the total amounts of 20 inches possible. This rainfall is produced in red breaking flooding over parts of the east of North Carolina and may result in life threatening and flooding elsewhere across the region and surface walls drained by Matthew's continual effect much today. coast of the southeastern United States by early next weekend. These swells are likely to cause life and surf of recurring conditions. Please consult products from your local web office. Okay, this is a line of rain showers stretching from eastern North Carolina, stretching down to eastern Virginia, which is a rains about you. And zooming out into the heaviest band of rain showers stretching northeast of Havelock, North Carolina, stretching up into Kill Devils Hills, North Carolina, and up into Nixon and North Carolina, and stretching on a line from Richmond, Virginia, down for Norfolk, Virginia, and stretching all the way up into Salisbury, Maryland, and the southeastern portions of Delaware. Closer to home, line of rain showers stretching from Newburyport, Massachusetts, stretching all the way down from New York City and Trenton, New Jersey, with a heavy band rain showers from a line from Mislip, Long Island, stretching all the way around New London, Connecticut, and another line rain showers stretching from Hartford, Connecticut, stretching all the way up to Worcester, Massachusetts, Maryland, line and the showers up to Newburyport, Massachusetts, and a patchy band of rain showers stretching around Pittsfield, Massachusetts, around North Adams, Massachusetts. A line of rain showers stretching around Schenectady and north of Albany, and then up into Silver Springs, and a line of rain showers around Suffolk in the northwest of Keene, Hampshire, and a line of rain showers west of Lakota, New Hampshire, stretching up in the northwestern New Hampshire and northwestern portions of Maine, and a line of rain showers from east of Rockland, Maine, all the way up to Ellsworth, Maine. All right. Hearing the raindrops here outside here, not near. Okay. Hazard weather outlook. Again, southerly swells associated with a hurricane mapping and Nicole expected tonight. Rough surf is expected. And the same goes for this weekend and early next week as rough surf expected, along with a moderate high risk for rip currents, especially on the south coast. 7-day forecast goes like this. For the overnight hours tonight, rain like Maine between 1 and 5 a.m. and 5 o'clock after midnight. Otherwise, class got about 56 degrees, calm and chest patient 70%, new percent less than 7 inches possible for Sunday. Rain like Maine after 9 a.m. Then I check the showers up to 3 p.m. Patch about before 9 a.m. Class got about 59 degrees, calm and becoming an off around 5 to 9 miles in the morning. Winds could go 22 miles an hour, chest patient 6%. New percent between a quarter and 9 inches possible for Sunday night. Class got during the early evening, the gradual clean with a low around 41 degrees, north about 8 to 11 miles an hour for Columbus Day, Sun's got about 59 degrees, north about 8 miles an hour, gusts 22 miles an hour, just patient is 0% Monday night, most coasts got about 39 degrees left, north wind. For Tuesday, Sunday, most coasts got about 61, about 44 degrees. Wednesday, Putty, Sunday, most coasts got about 64, about 48 degrees. Thursday, Putty, Sunday, podcast got about 61, about 46 degrees. Friday, most of the Sunday, podcast got about 61, about 41 degrees. And for Saturday, most of us got about 60 degrees. Currently not near is light rain and 62 degrees with a humidity at 99%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on his slate. So yeah, October 8, 2016, I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more. Good night.